Think about how many times you sat in class in May, hyping up the summer, telling yourself, bro, this is going to be the best summer of my life. I'm going to get in shape, I'm going to go make money, I'm going to do all this crazy stuff. And now September is here, and you have to go back to the exact same miserable routine, looking the exact same, acting the exact same, with absolutely nothing to show for your time off. That specific feeling of September's regret is one of the worst things in the world. It is a unique kind of pain because it is entirely self-inflicted. Summer break is literally less than a month away, and you are about to be handed the greatest gift you can possibly get at this stage of your life. Completely unregulated, unrestricted free time, and you are entirely unprepared to handle it. Listen to me. I am not saying this to just break you down. I need you to understand why you keep falling into this trap year after year. It is not entirely a failure of your willpower. There is a massive, systemic reason why you rot away in July and August. For 9 months out of the year, your entire life is completely scheduled by other people. You are told exactly when to wake up, when to eat, when to sit, and when you can go home. You have this rigid framework holding your day together. You complain about it, you hate it, but subconsciously, you rely on it. You have been institutionalized by the school system to be a passenger in your own existence. You are trained to simply wait for the bell to ring. But the second summer break hits, that framework completely vanishes. The bell stops ringing. You suddenly have a massive, empty void of 24 hours, and you do not know how to be the architect of your own life. When you do not actively build your own routine to fill that void, I guarantee you the void will fill itself with garbage. You think you are just taking a break. You look at 3 months of free time and think, oh, I have so much time. I can just chill. I'll start working out next week. I'll start that project in July. You stretch your laziness out to fill the time. You start waking up at 11 a.m., then it drifts to 1 p.m., then 2 p.m. Your days just blur together into a meaningless sludge. You won't even know what day of the week it is anymore because you have absolutely no anchor points in your life. And while you are floating in this void, the algorithms are waiting for you. The architects of social media know exactly what happens to you in June. They know you suddenly have up to 16 hours of waking free time every single day. They know you are bored, they know you lack structure, and they have built a digital cage perfectly designed to extract your attention. They want you compliant, horizontal, and scrolling. Society has conditioned you to consume rather than create. And when the safety net of your school schedule is removed, you default to your lowest level of training. You fall straight into the dopamine trap. You are not resting, you are decaying. I know exactly how suffocating this is because I lost some of the best years of my youth to this exact same cycle. Let me tell you about a summer I can never get back. I was 17 years old. I had spent the entire spring telling everyone who would listen that I was going to launch a business, that I was going to build an incredible physique, that everything was going to change. June arrived, and I told myself I just needed 1 week to decompress, just 1 week to play games and sleep in. That 1 week turned into the middle of August. I remember waking up at 4 p.m. on a Wednesday. My room was pitch black, curtains drawn tight to block out the summer heat. The air in my bedroom was thick, stale, and smelled like sweat and cheap energy drinks. If you spend your entire summer rotting in your bedroom, breathing recycled air and staring at your monitor, you are going to get that specific, gross, dusty feeling. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Your brain feels foggy, your body feels physically heavy, and you just feel entirely unproductive and miserable. I walked into my bathroom and looked at myself in the mirror under the harsh fluorescent light. I looked sick. My skin was pale, my posture was hunched from thousands of hours in a gaming chair, and my eyes were completely dead. I felt a profound, overwhelming wave of self-disgust, but underneath the disgust was fear. I realized in that quiet, painful moment why I was actually hiding in the dark. I wasn't just lazy, I I was terrified of the silence. I was terrified of trying to build something and failing. It was so much easier to run from the boredom. It was so much safer to stay in the void than to actually attempt to construct a life. You see, the reason you are wasting your life is because you are deeply afraid of being bored. You think boredom is the enemy. When things get quiet, when you are left alone with your own thoughts, anxiety creeps in, so you immediately reach for your phone to numb it. But that is the ultimate illusion. You need to completely flip your perspective on what this free time actually is. You need to look at summer as the ultimate incubation period. It is the peak opportunity of your entire year. The boredom you are running from is actually the fertile ground where every great idea is born. You have to stop viewing the lack of a schedule as an excuse to shut down and start viewing it as the blank canvas you have been begging for. During the school year, people make excuses. What is the number one reason people say they can't start a business or learn a high-income skill or get into the gym? They say, I don't have time. They say, bro, I have school for 8 hours and then I have practice and I have to do homework, and by the time I'm done, I'm just too tired. And honestly, during the school year, that's a valid struggle. Time is the most conservative, limited resource you can have as a student. But during the summer, that excuse is completely dead. Unless you are working a grueling full-time job, you have zero excuses. If you've ever had a quiet thought in the back of your head saying, man, I really wish I could start a clothing brand, or I want to learn video editing, or I want to start a YouTube channel, you have to do it right now. Summer is the time to take those risks because the penalty of failure is practically zero. You don't have to worry about balancing it with a history essay or something. You can lock yourself in your room for 6 hours a day, obsess over a new skill, fail 100 times, and figure it out. If you want to actually win this summer, you have to become your own boss. You need some kind of daily structure. I'm not saying that you need to wake up at 5 a.m. and take ice baths unless you want to, but you need to set a responsible alarm. You need to have one specific goal you need to accomplish before noon, whether that's hitting the gym, reading, or working on that business idea. Once you knock out that one hard task, the rest of the day is yours to actually enjoy without any guilt. And while you are trying to enjoy that free time, you need to avoid the biggest modern trap of them all, becoming a spectator. During the summer, everybody posts their highlight reels. You open up Instagram or TikTok and you see people going on crazy trips, getting shredded, buying their first cars, or just genuinely having the time of their lives. And what are you doing? You're laying in your bed in the dark, watching them do it. You're spending hours every single day watching other people play the game of life while you sit in the stands. It's pathetic, bro. Why are you dedicating so much of your limited youth to being an audience member for someone else's life? Stop watching other people live and start building a summer that is actually worth documenting yourself. Whenever you catch yourself mindlessly scrolling through someone else's summer, use that as an immediate trigger to put the phone down and go work on your own. But listen, when I say grind and work hard, I'm not telling you to lock yourself in a dark room for 3 months straight. That's the other extreme, and it's just as toxic. A massive part of not wasting your summer is actually remembering to live. The goal is balance. Summer is supposed to be a break. You are supposed to enjoy yourself. Spend your mornings grinding on that business or hitting the gym, and spend your afternoons actually outside in the sun experiencing your youth. In the country I live in, it's freezing cold, dark, and miserable for like 80% of the year. So when summer finally hits and the sun actually comes out, it's almost a crime to stay indoors. The immediate cure for that brain fog, that heavy, dusty feeling, is to just go outside, embrace nature. It sounds basic, but it's scientifically true. Go to the forest, go take a walk, grab your friends and go to the beach, jump in a lake. If you live in the middle of a concrete city, get on a bus or a train and go out of town for a weekend. Seriously, disconnecting from the internet and physically placing yourself in nature for even just a few hours, completely resets your brain. It lowers your stress, it kills your brain fog, and it makes you feel like an actual human being again, instead of a screen zombie. And you need to do this with the right people. During the school year, you're forced to interact with hundreds of people you don't really care about. But summer is the filter. It shows you who your actual circle is. Spend time with your friends, but most importantly, spend time with your real friends. Appreciate the people who actually want to see you and spend time with you. Ditch the fake friends who only hit you up when they need something. Invest your energy into people who match your interests. If your boys text you, "Yo, let's go to the beach," "Yo, we're going to play basketball," or even just, "Let's go for a walk," get off your phone, put the shoes on, and go. Stop being the guy who says no to everything because you're too lazy to leave the house. You're never going to look back at the summer of 2026 and fondly remember the TikToks you watched in your bed. But you are going to remember that one random side quest you took with your friends. You have to take action in the physical world. Let me tell you my exact plan for this summer to give you an idea of what taking action actually looks like. I'm not staying here. I'm traveling across the globe to the USA. I've never been to the States in my entire life. It's a completely new experience, a massive risk, and a huge step out of my comfort zone. But I'm doing it to meet up with my best friend. He lives all the way across the world, and normally doing something like this would be impossible, but I refuse to let another year go by just talking to him through a headset. So I put in the hard work, I saved up the money, I bought the ticket, and I'm flying out there to spend the summer with him. The whole point of this trip isn't to act like a tourist. It's because he and I share the exact same mindset, the exact same goals, the exact same ambition, and the exact same drive. The power of taking two people who want to win, taking them out of an online Discord call, and putting them in the same room in real life. That's how you multiply your success. We're going to grind, build our stuff, and push each other in a way you just can't through a screen. That leads me to a crucial point of how you spend your free time right now. We're a month away from the starting line. You're about to be handed a blank check of time, a resource so valuable that billionaires would trade their entire fortunes to have a fraction of the youthful freedom you currently possess. And the question is, how are you going to spend it? Are you going to cash it in for sleep and cheap dopamine? Are you going to sleep until noon and wake up in September full of regret? Or are you going to use it? Don't let this be another regular summer that just blurs into the background of your life. Don't be the exact same person in the fall that you are right now. You are running out of these summers. You only get a few of them before the crushing weight of real adulthood strips this kind of freedom away forever. Take those risks. Start that project you've been terrified to start. Hit the gym until it becomes a permanent habit. Force yourself to get out of the house, get some sun, and make some actual memories with the people who matter. You have the time. You have the opportunity. Go do what you want to do. Use the summer to completely change your life. Wake up and build your own reality, or suffer the pain of forever living in someone else's.